Hi guys, it's me, Skylar Capri, and today we're talking about all of my Bath & Body Works semi-annual sale tips and tricks. I have about 5 or 6 tips to share with you guys so you have the best experience at the semi-annual sale, which is coming to Bath & Body Works on June 15th. That said, if you're returning to my channel, welcome back, and if you're new here, welcome. We do all things body care on my channel, so if that sounds like something interesting to you, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Without further ado, let's dive right on into the video. All right, you guys, we're just gonna go ahead and get right into it, starting with tip number 1. And tip number 1 for me is really try and go on the first day of the sale. Now, I know it's going to be difficult this year for some of us because the first day of the sale is on June 15th, which does happen to be a Monday. So definitely with work and school schedules, it can be hard to get off and go. But I really do advise going on day 1 of the sale if you're able to, for 2 reasons. The first reason is just the inventory. Because it is the first day of the sale, no one has bought out all of the inventory yet, so you get the best selection. And the second reason why I like to go on the first day of the sale is usually the first day of the sale has some of the best pricing throughout the entire sale, simply because it's the first day, they're trying to get a lot of awareness, they want a lot of people to come into the store, and having this super low price just gets people excited. So the first day of the sale is usually pretty good for inventory and product selection, as well as pricing and getting the best deal. Now, tip number 2 is going to be all about the store location, and I always advise going to a standalone store as opposed to a store in the mall, and this is simply because of foot traffic. I find that the standalone stores usually don't have as much foot traffic. Usually they're not as busy, simply because it takes a little bit more than just walking by like you would in the mall and seeing all of the displays in the mall, as opposed to when it's just more of the standalone store. The doors are shut, at least my store's doors are shut, and you can't really like see in perfectly, and they do just have a little sign on the sidewalk outside of the store, so you really have to be in the mood like wanting to go directly to a Bath & Body Works to go to a standalone store as opposed to a store in the mall. You could have no intention of going to Bath & Body Works, but you happen to be walking by, you see the huge 75% off, you see all this product, and then you go in. I just find that these stores in the mall usually have way more foot traffic, they're a lot busier, the checkout lines are a lot longer, there's just a lot more chaos in those stores because everyone's trying to shop and grab, and that can cause, just a little bit more chaos than I would like in my shopping experience. Again, nothing wrong with going to a store in the mall or anything like that. However, for me, I usually like it a little bit quieter. I have a little bit more space. I'm able to kind of like move to the side and go through everything in my bag, and I don't feel as like rushed trying to get to the checkout line before the line gets out the door. So I always advise going to a store that's a standalone as opposed to a store in the mall. Now, tip number 3 is going to be to come with a budget that tells you how many products you're able to buy. I will be doing an entire video all about budgeting. We'll go through the best pricing days, whether a flat rate price is better than a percentage off, the 50% off, the 75% off discount for a $25, a $50, a $75, and $100 budget. I'll build all of those out for you and tell you how many products you're able to get for whatever budget you decide. I find always having the number of product in your head as opposed to the dollar amount makes the entire sale, makes the entire shopping experience so much easier, because it's a lot better if you go in, you go, okay, I know I'm able to get 5 products, you start selecting items, you move off to the side of the store, you look in your bag and you see 5 products, you know that you're in budget, rather than deciding, okay, I'm gonna go for a $25 budget, you just start throwing things in your bag and then you're trying to do mental math or pulling out your phone calculator to try and calculate the total before getting up to the checkout. It's just a lot harder trying to go off the price as opposed to the number of products. So I always find that it's better just to already go in knowing the number of products, and it just makes the entire experience less overwhelming. You don't get to the checkout and realize that you're over budget, so then you might just end up buying it, or you feel bad about like being like, no, I don't want any of this, and it can be awkward. Highly recommend just going in, going just going in knowing how many products you're able to buy that fit within the budget that you've outlined for yourself. Now, tip number 4 is going to be to understand what your collection needs, and this can largely be achieved through an inventory. Now, I do have an entire video all about how to inventory and prep your collection for semi-annual sale, which I will have in the cards right now, but this is one of my favorite tips simply because it can be super easy to get caught up in the chaos at the store. You start smelling things, you just like have no idea what you need, and you just start putting things in the basket, and then suddenly you're at the checkout buying 10 body washes when you have 20 at home, and you're like, how did that happen? It's like the SAS spell just goes on you. So I always recommend understanding what your collection needs. Maybe you need lotion. You have a lot of body wash, but you don't have any lotion. Or maybe it's the opposite. Maybe you have so many body creams, but you don't have any body washes. Kind of getting an idea of what product type you want is going to make that shopping experience a lot easier. It's going to help prevent you from overbuying. It's also going to help with FOMO. As I know so many of us, for FOMO, for these scents, you're like, okay, I haven't seen this in years. This is my all-time favorite scent. I'm just going to buy it all. I don't care how much. Like, I am just going to buy. I really don't want you guys doing that. I don't want you guys overbuying, then having all of this excess product. And then you're like, why did I buy so much? This is not what I wanted to do at all. However, if you know that you need like 3 lotions and you find one fragrance that's your favorite all time, it's coming back, you're just like over the moon that it's coming back, go ahead and buy those 3 lotions in that fragrance rather than lotions, find fragrance mist, body washes, everything and beyond, because you already have that in your collection. Only buy what your collection needs. I find that's a great way to avoid overbuying while also avoiding FOMO, because you're able to test out what you actually need in those fragrances. And just because you like the fragrance doesn't mean you need to buy every single product type. Just buy the product types that you need. Now, tip number 5 is going to be for the home care specifically. Always check online. I feel like online has a much better selection of candles, of accessories, pocket bag holders, you name it, for the home care. If you're not thrilled with your in-store selection, definitely recommend checking online for the home care. And tip number 6, now this is a bit more of a funny tip, but it's actually very practical and one that I've learned over the years. Don't fight with your purse or your bag or whatever you're carrying. I tried to come with like a wristlet last year into the sale. It was terrible. I was like trying to hold it and like rummage through product, and then I have the shopping. Like, it was a mess. Don't be fighting with your purse. Bring a backpack, bring a crossbody, bring something where your hands are completely free. I highly recommend not using like the wristlet method like I did. It was terrible. Like, I had nowhere to put stuff, nowhere to hold stuff. I was like completely overstimulated and was like, okay, I'm about to freak out. Like, I need my hands free for the sale. So I know it might sound silly, but I highly recommend getting a comfortable purse, whether it's a crossbody, whether it's one of those like fanny packs or Lululemon belt bags, I think they're called. Don't be fighting with your purse for the sale. Just avoid it. It will make your experience a lot better, especially if your store is very chaotic. But you guys, that really wraps up some of my SAS tips and tricks. I hope these were helpful. But if you guys have any tips or tricks that you guys would like to share, please comment them down below. This is to help everyone. I have heard some really good ones over the years, so I'm excited to see what your guys' tips and tricks are. But that said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, found it helpful, and I'll see you all in my next one. Bye, guys.